All right. It's going to be an unserious news segment. I am going to do some serious news later. I didn't do any videos yesterday. And today is the last one I did was Saturday. Today is Monday. What's today? May 18th, 2026. So today we're going to talk about some shows. And the first show I want to talk about, we'll have times like this where I just want to talk about some shows I've been watching. And the first one I want to talk about is Baddies. I actually wouldn't ordinarily watch this show, but my youngest daughter got me to watch it now. Sometimes I'll sit down and watch it with both of my daughters. I don't like all that fighting. I just don't. That's not my type of show. On the one hand, on the other hand, I'm glad that black women found another way to make money, and on another hand, I kind of feel like yes, they're being exploited because all the now they seem like they gotta fight, like that's a prerequisite to be on the show. And then one of my daughters told me that they've seen girls come on there and their audition tape is of them fighting. So that is like a prerequisite of the show, and I don't particularly like that. I wish they could find another way to make these young women famous on that show. Find some other thing to focus on. Because I've seen some of them look like they get really hurt fighting on there. So I'm not a fan. And Euphoria. If you have not been watching this season of Euphoria, you got to check it out. She really on some other stuff. She can't stay out of trouble. Like her and this Alamo dude, he spent a lot of energy just trying to scare her, and she's in trouble with this dude. Because on that last episode, not this past one, the one before, where he was riding on that horse, and he acted like he was going to either knock her upside the head with the club or that he had in his hand riding on the horse, or the horse was going to stomp her out in the ground after she dug that hole and buried herself. I mean, they keep her making her look stupid on there, but she keep letting them. So, but I was glad to see on this past episode that she actually spoke to her mom on the phone. So that's very significant, because it's kind of like you haven't seen her mom all season. Like, what's about to happen? They showing her mom. So I don't know how much worse Ruth's life could get, because she really got herself in a pickle this season. And she need to leave, what's her name, Jules alone once and for all, because Jules don't care about nothing but getting her money. She don't care how she gotta get it, who she gotta sleep with, what kind of hoeing she gotta do. She's about getting her money from these whoever gonna give it to her, and that's what she really care about. So Rue need to go ahead and just go on about her business. That's what she need to do. And also, if you haven't, I don't know, you watch Real Housewives, which franchise? I like the Atlanta franchise. That's really the only one I watch. Both of my lights done went out, but anyway, I'll worry about that later. So, Pinky, who is the owner of the Slutty Vegan, I don't know how many restaurants she has open. I know she has restaurants, she has food trucks, and I guess they're all in Atlanta or surrounding areas in Atlanta. Not sure where else she's opening, but her slutty vegan restaurant chain is doing pretty good. I know she had, I think, filed bankruptcy recently, but I mean, businesses have to do that sometimes to get themselves back on track. But anyway, so she seems like that seems like that's her storyline right now, pretty much, is the bankruptcies of her business. She looks like she has a good relationship with her husband. She has a pretty stable family life. They have kids. And so having a bad marriage doesn't look like that's her storyline, which is good. Um, so do you think that she's a welcome addition to the show? I like her on the show so far. I mean, this is her first season, but so far so good. Now I do have a question about K Michelle. Um, she has been doing some odd, what I call odd or awkward things, like just this crying. It doesn't seem legit. It seems like, okay, I'm just trying to make a storyline with this crying. Oh, she said something like they were just too much, and how they go at each other, the different women go at each other. And I agree with that, but I mean, you knew what kind of show you were coming into, and that's what they do on there. So, it's kind of like get with that program, because that's what they do, I guess. But she been on, what's that other show? Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I mean, that's definitely, to me, more ghetto than the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, and I mean, she was on there for a couple seasons. K Michelle was. So, I mean, but you gotta have a storyline. So I guess right now, crying for different little reasons is hers, because she doesn't seem to have. She just recently, I think, got married, and her husband seemed like a nice regular guy. So I don't think having a messed up marriage is in her storyline right now, anyway, which is good. Um, and the last show I want to talk about today is The Testaments, which is a spinoff of The Handmaid's Tale. I don't know if you guys watched that. It took me a while. It had been out a few years, The Handmaid's Tale, before I started watching it. And then once I started watching it, I guess it had me in a chokehold. I couldn't stop. So I really got into that, caught up on all the seasons, and finished. So now I'm watching The Testaments, which is a spinoff, and it's got the main character from The Handmaid's Tale. I can't think of her name right now, but y'all know who I'm talking about, The Handmaid. Her daughter is the main character on The Testaments. It shows how the girls basically grow up to be the wives. They're plums right now, and then they turn into wives. And Agnes, the main character from Handmaid's Tale, her daughter is actually June. That was her name on Handmaid's Tale. Her daughter, or her actual daughter from her real life, is on this show, The Testaments. She's the main character. And I think you are going to have to watch The Handmaid's Tale to really understand everything that goes on in the Testaments. And right now, Agnes is in a situation where she's actually in love, she says, with a commander that's, he's one of the younger guys there. And so they obviously have an attraction to each other, obviously. They both are, seem like they want to get with each other. But she is supposed to be marrying another commander who is much older than her. So, yeah, doesn't look like she wants to do that. It's going to be interesting to see how that pans out for her, how she's going to get out of that, because you know she's going to get out of it some kind of way. And I'm curious to see the girl her mom sent there. Um, that's like a she's like a plum in training. That Agnes's real mom sent to. I guess they're gonna try. Mayday is gonna try to rescue her, and you know Mayday is their rescue crew that goes in there and rescues the different women, the handmaids or whoever wants to, I guess, try to escape. Um, that's the group that her Agnes's mom heads now, like an escape type group, Mayday. So I think that she sent the girl in there, and I can't think of her name right now. She's always like by Agnes's side. It's like the stage before they become plums. This girl is pretending to be in that stage. So um, I hope she doesn't get found out, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens, because if she gets found out, then she's just kind of like a plant for Mayday. There's gonna be some real issues for her. But we'll see this week what happens on the next episode, because Agnes is not in a good position right now, set to marry this commander she don't want to marry. She wants to marry another one, and he's looks like he's taken by somebody else. So anyway, tell me what you think about the baddies, like having to have the prerequisite of fighting is one of the ways for them to get on the show, on the Baddies show. And what do you think do you think Rue is gonna get caught in this situation she's in while she's trying to help the police build the case on Lori, the drug dealer? You think she's gonna get caught? But yeah, check some of these shows out. The Testaments, Euphoria, and The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and The Baddies. But tell me what you think in the comments.